The following broadcast is a copyrighted presentation of the DHN Media Group. Any non-personal retransmission of this broadcast without the express written consent of the DHN Media Group is hereby prohibited. Delaware High School Hockey League action tonight on Delaware Hockey Night. Coming up, AI DuPont-Conrad taking on Delco from the Patriot Ice Center. Welcome on in one and all to the Patriot Ice Center in Newark, Delaware. Tonight's home for Delaware Hockey Night TV and Delaware Hockey Night Radio. Brought to you by the DHN Media Group and streaming at DEHockeyNight.com. Delaware High School Hockey League action tonight as the AI DuPont-Conrad Tigers take on the Delco Dragons. The Tigers looking for their first win of the season. The Dragons looking to improve to 500, bringing a 1-2 record in to the Patriot Ice Center tonight. James Witherite flying solo. A tip of the hat to Mike Page helping us out this evening on videography for our second Delaware High School Hockey League broadcast of the season. And we'll have more to come in 2020. Full 2020 broadcast schedule will be available at DEHockeyNight.com in the coming days. Delco traveling right to left in their away red kits. No sleeve numbers. Black numbers on the back. A mix of helmet colors. And they'll be backstopped tonight by Joseph Fetcher. For the AI DuPont-Conrad Tigers, they're decked out in their home blue kits. Gold sleeve numbers everywhere. Gold numbers on the back too. They'll travel left to right, backstop tonight by Ronnie Petrucci. Let's listen in to the starting lineups here at Patriot. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Patriot Ice Center. The Delaware High School Hockey League presents this evening's regular season game between the visiting Delco Dragons and your AI DuPont-Conrad Tigers. Here are tonight's starting lineups. For Delco, starting in goal, number 56, Joseph Fetcher. On defense, number 17, Zach Albertson. And number 32, Matt Tharp. At left wing, number 6, John Smith. At center, number 21, Colton Sorty. And at right wing, number 25, Ron Cornell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your AI DuPont-Conrad Tigers, coached by Brian Schafts. Starting in goal, number 44, Ronnie Petrucci. On defense, number 89, Ryan Sheldon. And number 55, Ayush Patel. Starting at left wing, number 3, Nick Edwards. At right wing, number 2, Ryan DeSabatino. And starting at center, number 96, Owen Conway. Tonight's referees are John Shaw and Joe Hancherik. Tonight's official scorer is Justin Doherty. At this time, we ask that you please stand. And gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor the United States of America with the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And without further ado, it's time to get going for some Saturday night hockey here in the First State. Delco moving right to left in their away red kits. The DuPont-Conrad Tigers moving from left to right, decked out in blue. It's worth noting, both sides have a number 96. And both are named Owen Conway. One of those high school hockey oddities that's sort of reminiscent of when the New York Mets pitching staff had two men by the name of Bobby Jones. So this will be a bit of a challenge to keep straight, at least as far as identifying the Owen Conways goes. So we'll be sure to identify which team the Owen Conway we're speaking of plays for, at least for the benefit of our radio audience tonight. And we are ready to go for some Saturday night hockey in Delaware. Opening draw won by DuPont-Conrad. Conway leaves it back into his zone, fanned on by Edwards up the near side, and stepping up to protect the left point for Delco was Ron Cornell. Puck dumped in behind the cage. Smith tries to poke one in on the doorstep, but it's covered up by netminder Ronnie Petrucci. And that gives us a break in the action just 17 seconds into the contest. Face-off comes out to Petrucci's right. Puck is dropped, and it's shoveled out of harm's way by Edwards. Races on for it. Conway picks it up for the Tigers. Shot from close range was blocked away by Fetcher. And the rebound ends up in the control of Delco. Conway takes it away for the Tigers at the left point, dumps it in behind, but into a sea of red sweaters. It's rolled around to the far side, where Colton Sorty is unable to clear the zone. Ryan Shelton holds the left point again. He swats it toward the cage, but it's blocked down in the low slot by Matt Tharp. Puck knocked out of play, and that gives us a break in the action here, just 53 seconds into the first of three 16-minute periods at the Patriot Ice Center. Face-off coming to the right of Joseph Fetcher. Edwards will take this draw for the Tigers. And he plays the puck to the near point, I should say, where Braden Dowling's unable to maintain the point. He plays it across to the far wall. Dumped in by Matthew Tully from center red. Scrap for the puck at the far half boards. Walked in now by Edwards. His stick was lifted on the way through the slot, crossing over. Tompkins can't hold the near point. He's steamrolled by Brian States. States all alone shot from point blank range. Tipped off the fingers of Ronnie Petrucci's glove to the far corner. Batted back around this way. A rolling puck is recovered by Braden Dowling in the near corner of the Tiger zone, and now cleared out ahead by Matt Zybari. Recovered by the other Owen Conway, this one wearing number 96 for Delco. From over the center logo, he dumps the puck in behind the Tigers' goal. It is contested there. Played high, thrown in from long range by Quentin Baker. Kicked back out to the left point, where the Delco version of Owen Conway slams it in close again. Held by Evans behind the cage, back out to the Delco Conway. Swatted behind the net and cleared out. No, not cleared out by Dowling, but it will be pressed on up the left wing boards by Matt Zybari back as far as center before the Dragons are able to recover. The attempt of the Dragons to come through up the middle, namely Alex Reiser, was foiled. Play ends up in the Delco zone now, but only for a fleeting moment before Parks is able to bring it on out. He's held up at the DuPont blue line, rather. And the DuPont-Conrad Owen Conway is able to clear, but he's guilty of an icing 2 minutes and 50 seconds into the contest. Face-off will come back to our left. 2:52 in, and with no score to be had. face off to Petrucci's right. Controlled by the Tigers, Conway. Reiser can't turn it back the other direction. Edwards swats the puck in over the Delco blue line, but it's brought back in, this time now by Evan Parks. He couldn't maintain control of the puck. Back out to center it comes, thrown in along the far boards. No sleeve numbers on the Delco team, so player identification will be a little bit on the delayed side. Here's the Tigers' Owen Conway up the right wing boards. He takes aim from the outside edge of the right circle, but throws the puck right into the breadbasket of Joseph Fetcher, who hangs on to force a break in the action with exactly 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first period, and still no score. In comes Nick Edwards for the face-off, but he's overpowered in the circle by the Delco captain. Puck advanced by that captain, John Smith, to Colton Sorty up the near side. He could do nothing with it, angled to the corner. So the puck caroms around to the far half wall, thrown through the slot. Sorty's one-timer left dot was off its line. Race for the rebound just above the far corner boards. Ron Cornell gives it back to Sorty, worked in close. Smith countered by Matt Tully, patrolling the net front area, but holding the left point. Matt Tharp protects the zone for the Dragons. Shoveled in off the backhand of Sorty from the near corner, but taken away by Nick Edwards. And he's got space up the left side, now a one-on-one. Edwards shot, kick save and a beauty. Made by Fetcher, turns play to the far side, and the Dragons are back out of their zone, working through neutral ice. Here up the middle comes Matt Tharp. But into a sea of Tigers, Tharp lost the puck at the near dot. It caroms to the far side, swatted back in to Smith, near corner. He's marked by Dowling. Smith works back behind the cage, and he lofts one into the protective netting over the near corner and out of play. With 11 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the first period of a scoreless tie. New legs on for both sides. Owen Conway of the Tigers to take the defensive zone draw at the far circle. Across from Matt Stamper for the Dragons. One-timer right point. Quentin Baker was off his line. Puck ends up in the near corner, contested, swatted in behind the cage and picked up by Ryan Sheldon of the Tigers. Race is on for it after Baker failed to protect the right point of the DuPont-Conrad zone. A lot of combined teams in the Delaware High School League. So it's like, what do you call them sometimes? We'll just opt for Tigers. Patel holds the right point. Works the puck in close to the lanky Conway. Shot from the bottom edge of the right circle, and Fabian, there's the first goal of the game. It was in off the rebound of the Fabian shot. And with 10 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the first period, the AI DuPont-Conrad Tigers are on the board. It was in off a rebound. We'll get the particulars from off-ice official Justin Docherty here momentarily. It was the rebound of the Fabian shot. That much we can tell you. And the word from Docherty to come here shortly. The goal goes to Jake Duca. He was the one patrolling net front to put away the rebound of the Fabian shot. And Owen Conway had the secondary helper. So we're past the 6-minute mark. Tigers working back out of their zone, but the puck's given away to Albertson at the Delco blue line. DuPont-Conrad goal scored by number 25, Jake Duca. Assisted by number 8, Jacob Fabian. And number 96, Owen Conway. Time of the goal, 5:28. Duca from Fabian and Conway at 5 minutes and 28 seconds of the first period. Fabian working the perimeter of the zone, takes aim from the top of the left circle. His shot caught and held on to by Joseph Fetcher, and that brings us a break in the action with 9 minutes and 13 seconds to go here in the first period of play. And AI DuPont-Conrad drawing first blood. They got one in at the 5:28 mark. The net front rebound put back of Jake Duca from the Fabian shot. Gives the Tigers the early advantage. 3-on-3 entry for Delco. Shot from the top of the right circle. Caught, held on to by Ronnie Petrucci, and that brings the Dragons an attacking zone faceoff to Petrucci's far side. Owen Conway, one of them in to take the draw, the other Owen Conway lining up center point. Tully thought twice about batting the puck down from above his shoulder. It's popped up into the netting off a shot from the left dot by Ron Cornell, and thus out of play with 8:45 to go in the first period. Sparsely attended contest tonight. Some friends, some family, mostly parents in the stands here at the Patriot Ice Center. Maybe about 40 or 50 bodies in the stands and another couple dozen lining the far glass. As Colton Sorty throws a cross-ice pass to Cornell. To the Delco Owen Conway at the left point. He steps up, shot from the top of the left circle, was wide of the right post. Rebound held in far side by Baker. Worked in to the far corner. Matt Tully's unable to shovel it out off his backhand. Mishandling the puck, Cornell lost a shot opportunity at the near dot. The Conways converge on the puck, and the Tigers' Owen Conway is hacked at by the Delco Owen Conway on his way up the left dots. Backhand shot from the former Conway. Rang off the post, we could hear that. And then it was covered up by Fetcher after the fact. With 7:51 to go here in the first period. And AI DuPont-Conrad up 1-0 over the Delco Dragons. Left point held successfully by Ryan Sheldon. He caroms the puck in behind the net, where it's picked up by Matt Tharp. Up the right side. The puck is swatted out into neutral territory. Race down Stamper. Couldn't get to the blue line successfully. And Duca takes the puck away. Rather, it was Brian States up the far wall. Headman from Duca to Fabian was bothered across neutral territory, and Edwards bats this puck out of play. With 7:23 to go in the first period. Neutral zone faceoff coming up. It will be right above the Delco blue line. And the puck recovered by Ayush Patel of the Conrad Tigers. Left behind the cage by Petrucci for Sheldon. Delayed offside against the Delco side. They tag up Fabian, unable to make his way through neutral territory. Puck dumped in by Stamper, chased down at the near point. Worked into the corner. Playing the body is Patel. Puck is recovered now by Nick Edwards, but he gets tied up at the near half boards. And Tharp is able to take aim from 35 feet away. That one blockered away by Ronnie Petrucci, and he covers up the rebound opportunity with 6 minutes and 39 seconds to go in the first period. No second chance opportunities for the Dragons here. Draw coming out to the right of Petrucci. And it's controlled by the Dragons again. Tharp looked slapper at the left point. Tried to work it in close, but his advance of the puck was stick checked off its line. It was knocked loose. Controlled now by Braden Dowling. He was unable to work on through center. As pickpocketing him, Matt Tharp brings it the other direction. Tharp backhander denied on the welcome mat by Ronnie Petrucci. And he freezes for the stoppage with 6:15 to go in the first period. And his AI DuPont-Conrad Tigers working with a 1-0 lead, but they've been pinned in their zone for a while now. Looked like it was covered up anyway. Not the case, it was a Delco goal. I saw no outstretched arm. I really didn't see a celebration. But in come the Dragons again. Reiser's shot blocked as soon as he got rid of it. And that Delco goal goes to Matt Tharp sometime in the 10th minute. I believe it was 9:46. We'll get confirmation from Justin Doherty as soon as he's able to provide it. Meanwhile, Fabian lined up a hard shot from the left dot right off the pads of Fetcher. And a one-on-one the other direction. Smith able to get around a defender, covering up the puck, Petrucci. The clock stopped. I think it was a pretty quick whistle there that we didn't even hear up in the press box. Delco goal scored by number 32, Matt Tharp. An unassisted goal at 6 minutes, 14 remaining in the first period, so 9:46 elapsed. It was Tharp unassisted at 9:46. So that goal that we didn't even know was a goal until the next face-off. Ties the game at 1. Battle for the puck in front of the Delco bench. Now it's brought free. Shoveled in by Baker after gaining the left point. That puck rolls to nearly a halt behind the Tigers' goal. Patel offering pressure. Ron Cornell stick handles to try to find space, but the puck is recovered by Sheldon in the far corner of his own zone. Batted ahead by the Tigers' Owen Conway, just shy of icing. The puck ruled playable, and Quentin Baker is forced to do so. Baker circled behind the net, worked it up the near side, given up to Edwards at center red. He and Cornell scrap for the puck. It's batted out of the reach of Edwards, turned back by Patel, ahead to the Conway clad in blue. Sheldon steps up left side, hits Conway over the center logo, but the puck's taken away from him. Conway steals it back for the Tigers from the other Owen Conway. How about that? Brings to mind those poor commentators who've had to call Robert Morris of Pennsylvania and Robert Morris of Illinois, or any combination of the Loyola schools. It's a challenge to say the least. States lost his footing, trying to steamroll through neutral territory, regains the puck, drops it back to the top of the right circle, but Michael Evans fans on the shot from the 35 foot away. Top of the right circle. Here comes Fabian. Back up the near side. Gained the blue line of the Dragons. Delayed offside signaled by referee John Shaw. Tharp advances the puck up the near side past the reach of Stamper. It caroms around to the far half wall. A lazy battle for the puck 2-on-2. Puck kicked back to Albertson at the right point. His slapper well off its line. Tharp recovers. Near corner, tried to backdoor it, but holding down the fort close to home, Jacob Fabian has space to carry the puck out of harm's way. He's on past center red, now to the blue line. In he comes. Zybari lost his stick. It was lifted right out of his hands, and here's a 2-on-3 the other direction. Shot came in from the far side. Again, no sleeve number, so we couldn't tell you who it was. We couldn't even begin to speculate. In any case, Ronnie Petrucci makes the save. The net was knocked off its moorings, and we've got a break in the action with 2:42 to go in the first period of a tie game. The AA DuPont-Conrad Tigers and the Delco Dragons deadlocked at 1. Conway and Reiser to take the draw to the right, or to the left of Petrucci, I should say. Here's Owen Conway with space up the right dots. He's into a 1-on-2, angled wide by the Delco Owen Conway. His shot from outside the right dot missed its mark entirely. He gets his own rebound, but only for a fleeting moment before it's swatted away and cleared out of the zone by Nathan Morano. Dumped back in by Sheldon up the far wall. Stretch pass hits Parks this time, but it's poke-checked away from him just beyond center by Ayush Patel. Owen Conway tries to deke past Owen Conway from the other side. Delco recovers the puck in the far corner of their own zone, but Sheldon holds it in at the left point. Edwards' shot from 20 feet away. He couldn't find a seam through traffic. This puck caught by Joseph Fetcher, and he holds on for the stoppage with 1 minute and 55 seconds remaining in the first period of play. 1-1. Face off to the right of Fetcher. Fabian in for the face-off across from Smith. Puck is down and on we go. Hard shot came from the top of the right circle, and Smith caught and held on to this time by Ronnie Petrucci for a break in the action with 1:43 to go in the first period. 1-1. This draw comes to Petrucci's left. Cornell taking aim from right down the middle of the pipe, but he hits Petrucci in the chest protector again. Another face-off won by Delco from the far circle. Point man Owen Conway, wearing 96 in red, throws it in close. Puck bounces around net front. And the Dragons have taken the lead. That one in off the rebound at 14:29. Loose puck right at the top of the blue paint. And a Dragons player able to pounce and capitalize, made it 2-1 for the boys in red. More to come from Justin Doherty momentarily. Down to the last 80 seconds of the first period, Owen Conway, challenged by Owen Conway, races up middle, gains the Delco blue line, but lost the puck 10 feet thereafter. Back the other direction comes Sorty. Centering pass, nobody home. 1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute. Delco goal scored by number 6, John Smith. Assisted by number 21, Colton Sorty, and number 25, Ron Cornell. Time of the goal, 14:29. It was Smith from Sorty and Cornell at 14 minutes, 29 seconds of the first period. We're down to the final 50. Fabian's taken off his feet at the Delco blue line by Baker. Owen Conway holds the zone right point. He can't negotiate traffic as Fabian was held up well off the play. John Shaw letting him play on. Conway walks the blue line, comes to the near side, chips the puck in behind the cage. Fabian bats it away to the far corner where it's slammed out by the Delco version of Owen Conway. He is guilty of an icing with 21 seconds remaining here in period number 1. And the Delco Dragons pinned back in their zone for the ensuing face-off. But off the John Smith goal, they've got the comfort of a 2-1 lead. Intercounty Scholastic Hockey League action back on Monday here on Delaware Hockey Night. A doubleheader from the Patriot Ice Center will kick things off at 6:30 on these airwaves. Avongrove at 6:40 DMA at 8:20 if memory serves us right in the press box. Edwards steamrolls Conway, centering pass to Duca. Shot in! He scores! A desperation shot as he was losing his footing center point, but he puts it away nonetheless. Wow. That's his second of the game, too. Exactly 1 second to go in the period. And that will do it for period number 1. 16 minutes in the books. It's 2-2. Delco and DuPont-Conrad. We'll take a break on Delaware Hockey Night, and it's all brought to you by the DHN Media Group. Welcome back into Delaware Hockey Night. Second period is underway. Tied at 2 through the first 16. Jake Duca with that desperation wrister to end the first period. Scored with a second to go in the frame to tie this one up 2-aside. Race on for a loose puck in front of the scorer's table. Swatted by Tharp up the near side. This is Delco Dragons will travel from left to right in the second period. Albertson hacked at by Edwards in neutral territory. Albertson's able to gain the zone now. Played in behind to Stamper. Stamper unable to muscle his way through traffic. Still he maintains the puck at the far corner. Trying net front to punch it in was Brian States, but he was denied first by the post, second time by Petrucci. It ends up in the near corner. Battle for the puck developing there. Albertson tried to hold the right point, one-timer from high in the zone by Tharp. Bounces off a body in a congested slot in front of Petrucci, and this one's cleared back again into the Delco zone. Tharp ricochets it off the far boards out nearly to the DuPont-Conrad blue line where Patel couldn't clear it the other direction. Tharp takes aim from long range, gets his own rebound, falling on the puck to force a break in the action is Ronnie Petrucci. Not one but two key saves at the minute-and-a-half mark of the second period. Shots in that first period. DuPont-Conrad 9. Delco 11. So fairly even in that respect. There's the 13th or 14th shot from the Dragons. It came from Reiser in the low slot, but it was tipped aside by Petrucci. Follow-up chance from the left half wall, right into the breadbasket of the Conrad netminder. And he holds on for yet another stoppage. Minute and 44 seconds have gone by here in period number 2. Puck skitters into the slot off the far circle, face off. It is contested, picked up cleanly by Matthew Zybari. Up the left wing boards he comes, but he's challenged by Baker on his way to try to escape the neutral zone. Baker held his line. It's cleared out from the Delco zone, but into the skates of Evan Parks, recovered by Zybari. He chases the puck down to the far boards, but alongside him was Quentin Baker to disrupt his progress intended for in the Delco zone. It's batted back along the far boards into the corner right of Petrucci, recovered by Fabian for the Tigers. Baker holds the right point. In closer now to Morano. Fired in from the right half wall, covered up and held on to by Ronnie Petrucci. He's had a busy night so far. That the 16th or 17th shot that he's faced so far in this contest. We're only 2.5 minutes into the second period of a 2-2 game. Face off to Petrucci's left, held in by Baker right point. He swats the puck off the glass near side and behind the cage, where Sheldon works it ahead to Owen Conway of the Tigers. The blue-clad Owen Conway and flips it back to Duca center point, batted off his stick to the far corner, recovered by the Dragons' Owen Conway, but he gives it up to Edwards. Stolen from him, carried up the left side by Cornell, but on no further than the Tigers' blue line before it's swatted back, and returning the volley, Baker is able to press play in to the AI DuPont-Conrad zone. Delayed offside against the Dragons. Sorty tags up. He shovels the puck in at the near wall. In behind the Tigers' cage once again. Cornell bodied off by Patel near corner. Owen Conway recovers the puck for DuPont-Conrad. Advance to Edwards, and now thrown up the right side into neutral territory. Conway overskates the puck, chases it down, shovels it off his backhand, deep into the Delco zone, but out come the Dragons again. John Smith held up by Edwards along the near boards. It is recovered. Duca headmans it to Conway, on past him. The Conways converge in the far corner of the Delco zone. Owen Conway won the battle, but which one? The one from AI DuPont-Conrad did. Centering pass from the bottom edge of the left circle, nobody home. He tried to set up Duca for a chance at the hat trick, but Duca was in no position to receive that centering pass in the low slot. In comes Smith charging the other way. He lets one loose from 15 feet out. But another save from Ronnie Petrucci gives us a pause in the action with 11 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the second period of a 2-2 contest. Face off in the far circle of the Tiger zone. This puck swatted in from over the dot. It's covered up again by Petrucci for a pause in the action once again. Tompkins recovers the puck for Conrad in his own zone. Advances it to Fabian. Up the middle he comes, but into a 2-on-2. Puck swatted out of his reach by Tharp. Fabian chases it down to the far point. Slams it in behind, but it's cleared out now successfully by Albertson. Advanced up the near boards by States. Zybari tries to slow him up. States changes direction. Up the middle he comes in to the Tiger zone. His stick lifted on the doorstep by Matt Tully, and the puck not quite cleared out. Albertson held the blue line. Now he lost the zone, and the Dragons will have to tag up. Albertson rifles it in along the far dashers. Puck rolls to the near corner. Tully cannot clear. Playing the body was Stamper and dumping the puck in deeper. Chase down to the far corner. Dowling is unable to work free now. He skates it out. Dowling pushes the puck along up neutral ice. He's stonewalled at the Dragons' blue line by Tharp. Stamper sets up a 3-on-1. Centering pass doesn't make it to Tharp. It was batted down by the back-checking Matt Tully. Recovered by Fabian. We're nearing the 6-minute mark of this second period. Tied at 2. Dragons and Tigers. Tharp in a 1-on-3. Angled wide by Fabian near side. Tried to jam one in on the doorstep, did Tharp. But it was blocked away by Petrucci. State steps up. Hard shot from the right dot. Caught and held on to by Ronnie Petrucci. That gives us a chance to breathe with 10 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the second period of a 2-2 contest. Face-off comes out to Petrucci's left. Owen Conway for the Tigers, across from Alex Reiser of the Dragons. Dragons maintained control briefly, but the puck was taken away from Parks by Edwards. Cleared out, no icing. We've passed the 6-minute mark of the second period, still tied at 2. Dragons unable to work out of their zone. Sheldon at the left point. Threw it back in deep. Edwards foils the red-clad Conway's clearing attempt. Dragons recover in their own zone. Shoveled out by Baker. Returning the favor is Sheldon from just beyond the Delco blue line. Puck rolls to the far corner. Thrown in toward the slot by Edwards. Conway in no position to field the centering pass. Puck cleared out aggressively. Stepping out of the crease, Petrucci works it ahead. It's gloved down in neutral territory by the Conrad Tigers' Owen Conway. He's bodied off the puck by another Owen Conway. Owen Conway asks for the arm to go up. Meanwhile, Owen Conway from the other side. The ambiguity's intentional. Clears the puck out of harm's way. Petrucci swats it to the far corner, where the Delco Owen Conway plays it in behind the net. Recovered near side by Edwards. Held in by Smith. Cross ice pass, bounces off the far corner boards. Worked in close again, but angled off the puck. Colton Sorty lost his shot lane. Brings it back out the near side, just inside the dot. He takes aim, but he clears the crossbar. We're coming up to the halfway point of the second period of a 2-2 contest. Baker to Conway across the neutral zone, and the red-clad Conway re-enters. He dumps the puck into the far corner. There's Ayush Patel, leaving it back to Edwards. Cross ice pass out of the zone, chased down by Fabian, just beyond center along the near wall, but he's met by Baker. Quentin Baker works it over the blue line, but returning the volley immediately was Sheldon. Sheldon behind the cage. Tries to rim it out up the far side, but Owen Conway for Delco was able to hold the zone. Punched in close, nearly swatted out from the high slot by Edwards, who regains the puck after it was tipped back in from just inside the blue line. Edwards' stick was lifted as he tried to carry the puck out of his own zone. Taken away by Smith. Follow-up chance came at the right side from Sorty right on the doorstep, but he missed the right post by a ways. Third time wasn't a charm for Baker, as Petrucci covers up the puck to force a break in the action with 7 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the second period. Scoreless here in the second, after a 2-2 tie through the first 16 minutes of play. Stamper runs into Tully, trying to crash the net off the draw. Zone held by Tharp. Puck batted up into the air. It came down right in front of the blue paint, and it was picked up by Fabian. Fabian into a 2-on-2. Tries to get past Albertson. We'll have our first penalty of the game. It goes against the Delco Dragons for elbowing. Albertson off for elbowing at 9:20 in the second period. So the Tigers have a power play opportunity, the first one for either team so far this game. Delco penalty assessed to number 17, Zach Albertson, 2 minutes for elbowing. Time of the penalty, 9 minutes and 20 seconds in the second period. Albertson 2 for elbowing at 9:20. It's a Tigers power play. Owen Conway, right half wall, tries to backhand one in. But it's caught and held on to once again by Joseph Fetcher. He's had a pretty light workload here in the second period so far. Face off out to his left, swatted by Tharp toward the point. Held right side by Dowling. He looks a slapper. This one deflected up into the netting, out of play in a congested Delco slot. And that gives us a chance to breathe for a little second with 5:59 to go in the second period. Deflection was ruled off a DuPont-Conrad stick, so the ensuing face-off takes place outside the blue line. Edwards slams it back in from over the dot. But quickly it's taken away from him by Tharp and cleared nearly the length of the ice. Edwards overshot his man on the breakout pass, tried to connect with Fabian along the near boards. Sorty dumped it into the far corner. Dowling across near side to Edwards. Up the middle comes Conway. It's taken away from him. Edwards recovers from Tharp. Here's a 2-on-2. Edwards held up on his way and was able to still take aim from the right dot. His shot held on to by Fetcher to give us a stoppage with 5:18 to go in the second period of a 2-2 tie. Face off to Fetcher's left side now, 38 seconds remaining on the Albertson elbowing minor. Dowling holds the right point, plays the puck behind the cage to Fabian. Lots of space in the near corner. Fabian, cross ice pass, thrown in again this time, and Fabian buries it! Good net front awareness from Jacob Fabian. Felt like that play developed in nearly slow motion. So Fabian had all the time in the world to put that one away, and he did. Off Braden Dowling from the right point. A power play goal with 5:02 to go in the second period. And it's now 3-2 Tigers. The redirect from Fabian. In addition to his 2 assists, they're going to give this one to Edwards. Fabian does get credit for the primary assist, and Dowling gets the secondary assist on the goal at 10:58. DuPont-Conrad goal scored by number 3, Nick Edwards. Assisted by number 8, Jacob Fabian, and number 60, Braden Dowling. Time of the power play goal, 10 minutes and 58 seconds of the second period. It was Edwards from Fabian and Dowling at 10:58, a power play goal. And the other side will get their chance with a man advantage as DuPont-Conrad gets rung up for their first foul of the night. Awaiting the details as Ryan Sheldon makes his way back. Interference, the call. At 12:09 in the second period. DuPont-Conrad penalty assessed to number 89, Ryan Sheldon, 2 minutes for interference. Time of the penalty, 12:09 in the second period. Sheldon 2 for interference at 12 minutes and 9 seconds. puck is cleared, recovered by Dowling, dumped in from inside his blue line behind the Delco goal, recovered by Tharp. Worked ahead now up the left side by Smith. He's able to get past Fabian, who tried to pinch him into an opening that didn't exist. Shoveled off the backhand of Smith ahead to the Tigers' Owen Conway, but he's overpowered in front of the Delco bench by Cornell. Cornell's able to gain attacking position only for a fleeting moment before that puck was cleared out again by Dowling. Down to the final 3 minutes of the second period. DuPont-Conrad with a 3-2 lead over the Delco Dragons. DuPont-Conrad looking for their first win of the season after dropping 4 straight to start the year. Delco, if they win tonight, they improve to 500. Tharp at the right point, slapper after mishandling the puck, deflected away by the leg of Nick Edwards. Right on the welcome mat, it comes back out to Tharp at the near point. Dumped in behind, puck caroms to the far corner just above the boards. Cornell mishandled it, stepping up to play the puck in. Baker gets double teamed for it. It's extracted by Owen Conway of DuPont-Conrad, taken away from him by Smith. We're down to the last 2 minutes of the second period. Smith shot from a bad angle at the near corner, sticked away by Petrucci and cleared out successfully by the Tigers once again. The Sheldon penalty has reached its conclusion. Backdoor pass blocked by Dowling on the doorstep. Away with the puck comes Owen Conway of the Tigers. He sets up a 3-on-2, flips it back to Sheldon right side, and we've got a whistle. Looked like some extracurricular activity behind the play. And that's indeed the case, says Johnny Shaw. Coincidental minors with 1:38 to go. In the period. Penalties at 14:22. By the USA Hockey Rulebook, we continue on 5-on-5. Cross-ice pass, States shot from inside the right dot, blocked away by Petrucci. Rebound contested below the goal. Reaching for it, Owen Conway of the Tigers is able to chase the puck down and shovel it out to center red. Delco penalty assessed to number 21, Colton Sorty. DuPont-Conrad penalty assessed to number 8, Jacob Fabian. Sorty 2 for roughing, Fabian 2 for slashing. Coincidental minors at 14:22. Sorty 2 for roughing, Fabian 2 for slashing at 14 minutes, 22 seconds in the second period. Less than a minute remaining in the second period. So down to the final minute of the middle frame. A crowd surrounds the DuPont-Conrad net. And we've got another puck covered up by Ronnie Petrucci, bringing play to a halt with 48.2 seconds to go here in the second. And who's DuPont-Conrad Tigers up 3-2 over Delco. From that power play net front redirect credited to Nick Edwards at 10:58. That's the one that broke the 2-2 deadlock. And here come the Tigers on a pretty fast break. Edwards chases down the stretch pass from Conway, stops at the near corner. Centers Owen Conway's stick lifted from behind by Stamper. Goalie sprawls out of position. He's back up on his feet, and the Dragons are able to press out of their zone. The other Owen Conway flips it to his left, and Baker, but he's offside. He advanced into the zone before the puck. Reached back to play the puck after establishing offside position. And as such, he's offside. Face off above. The DuPont-Conrad blue line comes with 12 seconds remaining here in the period. Sheldon below the cage. Plays it off the far boards, gets it right back. They'll try to skate it up the right side. He chips it on out of neutral territory. The horn sounds and the second period concludes. 3-2 through 32. Back with more on Delaware Hockey Night after a brief break, and it's all brought to you by the DHN Media Group. Welcome back in. Third period set to get underway here at the Patriot Ice Center. Through two, it's 3-2. Advantage DuPont-Conrad. Third period begins. Fabian and Sorty serving the last 22 seconds plus a whistle of their coincidental minors. Shots through two periods. Delco 23. DuPont-Conrad 15. Owen Conway swats the puck out of the DuPont zone. Generates a breakaway shot. No, he's denied by a kick save from Joseph Fetcher. Was nearly 4-2. Zone protected by Edwards off a failed clearing attempt. Owen Conway of the Tigers chases it down to the far corner. Brings it out to the near half wall. Left back to Ayush Patel, but he couldn't chase the puck down to hold the zone. Brought back in by Conway near his side for DuPont-Conrad. Slammed in behind the cage once again. It rolls out to the far boards. Kept in by Edwards. Worked to Conway. He stops and turns at the near half wall. Worked it back high to Sheldon. Swatted back in. Slapper from Conway, top of the right circle. Missed the far post by a good ways. Sheldon dumps it back in. Tagging back up was Duca. And here up the right wing boards comes John Smith for Delco to regain the Tigers line. A minute and a half into the third period. Tigers 3, Dragons 2. Cornell tries to weave his way through traffic from the near half wall. Puck swatted out of his reach by Edwards. States didn't even bother to try again. Here comes Smith trying to generate a shot lane in the slot, but Patel stayed with him every step of the way. Good gap control from the defender to minimize that scoring opportunity for Delco. Puck is trapped at the kick plate in the near corner. As a result of the rebound, it's a 3-on-2 scrum brought in by States. He has space in the slot, his stick lifted from behind by Duca, who was able to get to the puck in the far corner. He clears it out of the zone. This one will skitter back deep into Delco territory. It's chased down by Zaibari. He's bodied off the puck in the near corner by Zach Albertson. Recovered by the Dragons, and now advanced up the near side by Cornell. Just shy of blue, he slams it in deep. Puck rolls to the far half boards where Tully is overpowered for the biscuit. Holding down the slot, Braden Dowling shovels it off his backhand back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Nick Edwards, walked in, he dekes, he shoots, and he scores. Some fancy footwork and some filthy mitts from Nick Edwards make this a 4-2 game. Advantage DuPont-Conrad. This came at 2:43. Through, split, deke, backhand on the doorstep. Beautifully executed by Edwards to get his second of the night and to make this a 4-2 contest. Ian McKenzie in the house as he walks by the press box. A battle surrounds the puck in the far corner. And a penalty coming up at 3:18 in the third. It's going to go against Dowling. Johan Charek giving the signal so close to the glass that nobody in the far stands can see him. Thankfully, we're situated directly in front of him, so we can. Waiting on the last goal information from Justin Docherty. We'll get you that and the penalty all together. Owen Conway absorbs a check from Sheldon. Puck is cleared by the Tigers.
DuPont-Conrad goal, his second of the game, scored by number 3, Nick Edwards. An unassisted goal at 2 minutes, 43 seconds of the third period. Edwards' second of the night, unassisted at 2:43. DuPont-Conrad penalty, assessed to number 60, Breda Dowling, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty, 3 minutes, 18 seconds of the third period. Dowling 2 for hooking at 3:18.
Puck again cleared by the Tigers. 50 seconds to go on the Dowling hooking minor. Puck worked up the far boards, bounced off the stick of John Smith. Now it's walked in by Smith into a 2-on-1. Edwards put enough pressure on him to force that backhander from net front to be well off its line, and a battle for the puck develops in the far corner. Kicked out to the right point, held in by Tharp. He can't walk one through traffic. It's held in at the far side by Sortie across to the Delco Owen Conway. Conrad Owen Conway in close. This puck covered up by Petrucci on the doorstep with 10:55 to go in regulation. And the AI DuPont Conrad Tigers with a fairly comfortable 4-2 lead. DHN Radio returns on Monday with Intercounty Scholastic Hockey League action from right here at the Patriot Ice Center. Both Avongrove and DMA to be featured on the DHN airwaves for a Monday twin bill. Your time 6:30. Full schedule available at dehockeynight.com. Penalty expired. Holding the zone is Albertson, crossing to the left half wall for Delco. Centering pass. Stamper was canceled out. Recovering the puck. Tully swats it up the far side ahead to Fabian, looking for the hat trick. Fabian backhander trickles in. He shoots and scores. A tip of the hat to Jacob Fabian. Was a Duca. It was one Jacob. I know Duca's got two. Fabian, I think, had one, or no, he's got 3 assists. Maybe not a tip of the hat, but one for the thumb. It's 5-2. It's late. At least they have sleeve numbers. It was Jacob Fabian. Not the hat trick, but a performance that's certainly noteworthy. 3 assists and then a goal. headed up by Owen Conway. Here's Tharp in the other direction. His Dragons down 5-2. Reiser swats it past Conway to the far corner and States. Cleared out by the Tigers. Advanced by Owen Conway past center. Conway again near corner. Flips it in to a sea of red sweaters in the slot, and the Dragons holding down that net front position. Patel protects the zone. Conway tries to swat one on the doorstep. He's denied by Fetcher.
An AI DuPont-Conrad goal. His first of the game, scored by number 8, Jacob Fabian. Assisted by number 96, Owen Conway. Time of the goal, 5 minutes, 38 seconds of the third period. It was Fabian's first from Conway at 5:38.
We're near the halfway point of the third period, and the Tigers have blown the doors off the barn. 3 unanswered goals have given them a 5-2 lead. Puck is trapped in the near corner of the Tiger zone. Chipped ahead by Edwards to Tully, on further to Jake Duca. Duca's the one looking for his third, and he's got a chance at it right now. He fans on the snapper attempt from the left dot. He and the other Owen Conway go tumbling together into the corner boards. This one not cleared by the Dragons. Tully protects the near point. Taken away from him and carried on up the middle, this time by Baker. He was challenged by Dowling in the mid-slot. Couldn't get a quality shot off. Dowling blocked it away. Recovered in the far corner by Fabian. You know what it was? In my mind, I had Fabian on the third goal, and it was actually credited to Edwards, who then got the fourth. Penalty coming up. A slash against Alex Reiser with 7:22 to go in the contest. So the Tigers are back on the power play, and they'll start it just above their own blue line. Puck slammed in up the far wall by Quentin Baker to send the Tigers back behind their net to get things going from left to right. This is Edwards stopping at the point, centered to Conway. His stick lifted on the welcome mat by Baker, hustling back. Fabian capitalizes, or tries to anyway, on the middle being given up by the Dragons, but Fetcher makes a pretty big save with 6:58 to go.
Delco penalty assessed to number 15, Alex Reiser, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 8 minutes and 38 seconds of the third period. Reiser 2 for slashing at 8:38. It's a Tigers power play.
Applause from the handful on site. Cornell in a 2-on-1 for the Delco side. His cross-ice pass was broken up just inside the line by Sheldon. Here's Fabian streaking down the left wing board, circling behind the net for the Tigers. Centering pass hacked away. Stepping up, Dowling protects the point. His shot was blocked in a congested slot. This puck cleared out successfully by the Dragons from deep in their own zone. It was Baker to have done so there. Owen Conway, both of them meet over the center circle. Owen Conway in blue, couldn't get past pressure from Owen Conway in red. The puck ends up deep in DuPont-Conrad territory once again with 6 minutes to go in regulation. The score 5-2. Conrad up a man for the next 32 seconds, and they're up 3 goals. Owen Conway, clad in blue and gold, tried to make it 6-2 but couldn't from point blank range. Edwards scraps for the puck in the near corner. Jake Duca knocks it loose. It's taken away from him by Sorty. Colton Sorty gets tied up at his own blue line. Delayed penalty. Looks like he drew a trip. 5:34 to go. We're going to go 4-on-4 for the next 11 seconds. This a trip against Ryan Sheldon at 10:26 in regulation. So 4-on-4 for a little bit. And then a fairly long back-end power play for the Dragons to come. Puck is cleared. Reiser's back on. He makes a beeline to the bench. And the Dragons, down 3, have their work cut out for them on the power play. Conway splits defenders. Hard wrist shot from 30 feet. Misses the right post. DuPont-Conrad penalty assessed to number 89, Ryan Sheldon. 2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 10 minutes, 26 seconds of the third period. Sheldon 2 for tripping at 10:26. In comes Smith the other direction. Centering pass intended for Sorty. Covered up on the doorstep by Petrucci to minimize any further rebound chances from developing. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. DuPont-Conrad 5, Delco 2. Face-off comes at the near dot. Smith tries to walk it forward. States buries it. States from Smith, the power play goal, and it's 5-3. Delco gets one back. Centering pass from the left face-off dot came from John Smith, and Brian States did the rest. Confirmation from downstairs to come in the form of Justin Doherty as soon as he's able to lend it. What we can tell you for 100% certainty is it's now a 2-goal game. 4 1/3 minutes remaining. Sheldon clears. No icing. It was ruled playable. In the near corner, indeed it was. Puck chipped up the near boards ahead from States to Evans, but on beyond him. Sorty gets credit for the assist on the States goal. Delco goal, his first of the night, scored by number 91, Brian States. Assisted by number 21, Colton Sorty. Time of the power play goal, 11 minutes, 25 seconds. In the third period. States is first from Sorty at 11:25 of the third period. There was a whistle, but it was not audible except very faintly. That's been a recurring problem tonight, to be frank about the matter. Gotta put air in the thing, guys. Edwards breaks out of the zone. Puck taken away. Walked right back in up the middle by Baker. He's angled to the far corner. Baker kept wide. Across to Owen Conway, clad in red. His shot from the left point. Caught and held on to. Reaching up to make the save was Ronnie Petrucci with 192 seconds to go. DuPont-Conrad 5, Delco 3. Face off in the near circle. Tully takes the draw for the Tigers across from John Smith. It's worked to the near corner. No sleeve numbers. We don't know who that is. Thrown in, Smith backhander off the Cornell feed. Covered up by Petrucci with 2:59 to go in regulation. Again, a full broadcast schedule will be available for January and February in the coming days at dehockeynight.com. Be sure to pay us a visit to learn more as we flesh out our winter coverage. Scrum for the puck, loose in front of the DuPont-Conrad net, turning and shooting. On the doorstep was Baker, but getting a piece of it, Petrucci turns the puck to the near side. This one trails back to the dots in the Delco zone. 2.5 minutes remaining. Tigers with a 5-3 lead. Smith challenged. Zybari unable to walk it in from the right dot. And now John Smith carries it back the other direction into a 2-on-2. Swatted out of his reach by Edwards. Puck is loose at the top of the right circle. Fabian was able to disrupt any flow developed by the Dragons. Baker with a one-timer right point. Missed his target. We're inside the last 2 minutes. Delco net remains occupied by Joseph Fetcher. You'd think he'll be making a break for it here before long. His side down 2. We're inside the final 2 minutes. Now's not the time. It's a 2-on-1 for the Tigers. Zybari across to Fabian. Shot from close range. Caught and held on to. And fallen upon subsequently by Joseph Fetcher. And Delco taking their timeout with 1 minute and 32 seconds to go. Looks like now's going to be maybe the time if they're able to get out of their zone on the subsequent draw to get the extra attacker on. Timeout, Delco. (5-3). DuPont-Conrad with the lead. They had a 3-0 run that was foiled by Brian States' power play goal off the Sortie centering pass at 11:25. Breathing room yet remains. We'll do it again Monday. Delaware Hockey Night Radio coming at you with Intercounty Scholastic Hockey League action, featuring both Avongrove and DMA. In a Monday doubleheader from the Patriot Ice Center, head to dehockeynight.com for full broadcast information. Special thanks go out tonight to Mike Page, helping us out in the press box tonight on videography duty this evening, bringing you tonight's game and pictures as we step up our coverage of the Delaware High School Hockey League here in 2019-2020. Playback underway with 1.5 minutes to go. Delco down 2 after taking a timeout, pinned in their zone. Owen Conway plays the body in the near corner on Sortie. He's unable to clear. Edwards flips it back to Fabian, left point, backhanded in deeper, picked up by Tharp. He caroms it behind the cage, out the near side to States. Carried by Sortie up the left wing boards.
1 minute remaining in the period. 1 minute.
Net remains occupied. Race for the puck to the far wall. Played up the far boards by Nick Edwards. Race onto it. Owen Conway gets to it. Sets up a 2-on-1, but it's poke checked out of his reach at the left dot. Back come the Dragons on the attack. Thrown in lazily by Tharp from the left dot. Cleared out aggressively by Sheldon. Now the net is empty. Behind the Delco Dragons with 26 seconds to go. Puck batted up in the atmosphere. Challenged. 4 by Conway. At the Dragons' blue line, Tharp perseveres. Fabian gets it back. This one rolls in. Yes, it does. Jacob Fabian with the empty netter. For all intents and purposes, seals this one. And ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has just left the building. Fabian looking for the hat trick right off the draw. Can't get one away. His shot from 12 feet was tipped up in the air by Fetcher. 2, 1, and that's it.
Your AI DuPont-Conrad Tigers, victorious 6-3 over the Delco Dragons. DuPont-Conrad goal, his second of the game, scored by number 8, Jacob Fabian, assisted by number 3, Nick Edwards. An empty net goal at 15:48. Fabian second from Edwards at 15:48.
That does it from Delaware Hockey Night, a copyrighted broadcast from the DHN Media Group. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll do it again before long. DHN Radio back on the airwaves Monday. For Mike Page, Nick Zafiri, Grayston Levy, the whole crew, Bob Thomas, this is James Witherite thanking you for your company. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll do it again Monday. Good night.